Let's do the astrology for December 2024. We are in the month of celebration, but it seems that the astrology has quite a few things in mind during that process. The big news is that there are important things moving in reverse. Mars going retrograde is a big one. Mars is one of the bad boys of the astrological universe, and as such, its retrograde cycle, which starts on the 7th, is going to take us on a shocking journey over the next 6 months. Mars and Pluto will be in a square during that time. To say that there is a reckoning is an understatement. Pluto will restructure the karmic path ahead. Mars engaged with it is the muscle behind the motive. Much will be taken away from us and much will be taken out of our hands. We will have to learn how to protect and defend what really matters to us in a way that has conviction, but also moves quietly and silently. We will not be able to depend on the laws of the past that previously protected the weaker and those more vulnerable. There will be those that feel this transit makes them feel powerless. What we cannot do is lock down and refuse to budge. We are all going to have to make enormous adjustments. There is a powerful wave and tide that we are going to have to learn to swim with, whether we like it or not. December is preparation for these powerful changes that are coming. We will have to look to see what we can do, but most will require us to move in the moment, as the trend is to try to catch us off guard. With the new moon in Capricorn just before New Year's Eve, it will be important to make those resolutions and to think about them seriously, as they might be our only flotation device in this coming storm. December 1st, there is a new moon in Sagittarius. The moon squares Saturn in Pisces, and the moon will trine to Leo. This new moon in Sagittarius is in opposition to Jupiter in Gemini. This is the perfect time to make a list of what it is that you want to accomplish and to dig a hole in the earth, literally, purify the ground in a sacred way, and to place that list in the hole and set it on fire to release those wishes out to the universe. Setting the intention for what you want in 2025 to be yourself is more important than ever. This new moon has the power to carry you for a long time if you are willing to do a bit of work to let that happen. Even setting the intention perfectly will require you to find courage to face the upcoming storms and to persevere in ways that will show how committed you are, especially if you are so far out of your comfort zone. December 7th. Mars begins its 6-month retrograde in Leo. Mars is fire, Leo is fire. A 6-month retrograde in so much fire is very rare. This one will feel as if all our old ways that have given us comfort are no longer there. It can cause a sense of alarm for some, motivation for others. Expect this to be quite a ride. I would suggest for each of us to step away from the drama, as this is a period designed to trigger the weak-minded and to collapse those that do not have the coping mechanisms. Acting in bold and brash ways during a Mars retrograde will be a very bad idea. That is because you cannot see where you're going and you don't know what is around the next bend. This is an opportunity to shift perspectives because you cannot change what is going to unfold. Mars is a planet that puts the actions and choices in our hands and laps. Because Mars is a planet that is closer to us, many things feel deeply personal. That is why moving from a place that is honest and is aware enough to know when to move and when to stay still is going to be essential. Venus will also go into Aquarius on the 7th of December. Aquarius asks us to love the unusual things in life. Well, what is about to transpire is about as unusual as it can get. We cannot see what we are going to be asked to understand. We may not like it, but we are going to at least have a front row seat if we are willing to observe and recognize that there are greater forces at work and we are not supposed to understand or even agree. All we need to do is to be a witness and to learn. December 8th. Neptune comes out of retrograde. Neptune has been sitting on the edges of Pisces and the end degrees of Pisces. And those last degrees are a lesson and a test, in case anyone noticed. Emotionally, we have been on an edge, but the winds are changing, and with it comes a voice on the wind. It can feel like a siren calling us into the depths, but promises a death of sorts to reach it. It can also feel like a moonbeam that keeps escaping your grasp, or it can feel like a dream that invites you to your next phase in life but does not show you how to get there. Neptune is a planet that is all about illusions and delusions. Some can be made into something, some will fail and cause a fall. Where you stand matters in the outcome and the sense of satisfaction or suffering that will follow. December 15th, the full moon in Gemini. This full moon will square to Neptune in Pisces. The ruling planet in Gemini is Mercury, which is retrograde. This, combined with the Sun in Sagittarius with Jupiter in Gemini, its ruling planet, adds to states of conflict and confusion. There will be those that need to take a look at those things that they have put on pedestals and seem so lustrous. But behind all things shiny are things that are the opposite. Gemini reflects the duality right back to us. Illusions are not necessarily real, and we are going to learn some big lessons around this for the next many years. December 16th, Mercury goes direct. Well, thank the stars. Just in the nick of time, we get one aspect to ease up, and we find that what was tense with Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter seems to shift. Seems we have been tested enough at this point, at least for the moment. But as Mercury leaps forward, expect to make some unexpected trips and to have your plans disrupted just when you did not want them to. What is going to become clear is that we need to personally address and to get started on fixing those things that seem broken. December 21st, Sun in Capricorn. As we enter into the time of Capricorn, I celebrate with the Capricorns as they have finally have Pluto out of their sign for the rest of this lifetime, and that is something to celebrate in a grand way if I were a Capricorn. But this Sun being here helps us find those threads of a determination that will eventually become a weave into something that will be very new. Capricorn teaches us to keep going no matter what. We are going to learn how to be sure-footed and climb up the ice cliffs that threaten to collapse under our feet. December 24th, Jupiter will square to Saturn. Jupiter illuminates things so we have a perspective on the bigger picture. Saturn makes us look at what is really going on. Jupiter looks at the goals and Saturn looks at the logistics. I don't expect this to inhibit the holiday spirit, but I do expect that we are going to hit some snags trying to do what we wanted and to do those things that we had as our top priorities. Clearly, many things need to change, and those things range from small to large. Embrace it all regardless. After all, there really is no other choice. December 30th. The new moon in Capricorn. It is time to get out that piece of paper and put down those resolutions for 2025. It may end up being the only thing to keep you sane as the unpredictable reality of 2025 unfolds. This new moon reminds us to always be practical in our requests to the universe. The more practical you become in your approach, the better chance you will have to achieve those goals. This new moon reminds us that if we embrace free will, we will have to have more structure and discipline to achieve it. Remember to write down your best skills and tools along with those resolutions. Knowing who you are gives your backbone strength. What should be clear is that you are going to need all that strength in your spine to carry the great weight of what is coming. To break free, you will have to break out of the yokes of beliefs of how we wanted the world to be and instead embrace what the world really is at this moment. We cannot ignore anymore what is the raw truth of the matter, and the only way to move forward is to not carry anyone or anything from the past that no longer serves. Chiron also goes direct today. Chiron has been in Aries for a while. Aries wants to break the old and embrace the new, but it does it in an aggressive way. It only cares about itself. While Chiron is about healing, currently we are in a place where there is a deep ache that cannot seem to find a way to heal. Aries is a sign that is all about the new beginning. We are asked to recognize that the old way is dead and that a new way is coming. The question to answer is if we are willing to do what is in the way that has long-term meaning, and if it is aligned with our mission and purpose in this life. Have a great December. Thanks, everyone.